Let's begin by unpacking the profound idea that wealth in a foreign land is like a homeland. At first glance, it seems simple. Money can buy you comfort wherever you go, but, it's more multifaceted than that. Wealth isn't just about currency. It includes dignity, knowledge, and social standing. It's the independence that lets you walk into any room with your head held high. Picture someone moving to a completely different culture, a foreign land where they're unfamiliar with the language, the customs, maybe even the climate. Now, if this person has financial independence or, say, a valuable skill set, suddenly they're not entirely at the mercy of others. They have the resources to navigate this new environment, to make choices, to belong. I remember when I travelled abroad for work for the first time. I was fresh out of university, and though I had a lot to learn, I'd just gotten my first paycheck. It wasn't, earth-shattering, but it gave me the confidence I needed. I could rent a place to stay, pay for meals, and just exist in that space without feeling cornered, That independence, even on a small scale, made all the difference. It removed the fear of being stranded or helpless. That, right there, is wealth. More than money, it's a sense of security and control. And when we think about the intangible side of wealth, it could even be knowledge. Like, imagine you're fluent in the local language or skilled in a profession that's highly valued there. Suddenly you're kinda indispensable. You're part of their story, not just an outsider looking in. So when Amir al-Mu'mineen, peace be upon him, says, wealth in a foreign land is like a homeland, he's pointing to something universal. It's this idea that, with a strong foundation, whether that's financial, intellectual, or even just self-assuredness, you create your own sense of place anywhere in the world. It's like you carry home with you. Now, on the flip side, let's talk about poverty, how it twists the experience of being home into something that feels, foreign. Poverty, by its very nature, is isolating. I mean, you can be surrounded by your own people, even living in the very place you grew up, and still feel like you don't belong anymore. It strips away dignity bit by bit, and suddenly you're not just poor, you're estranged. Take systemic poverty as an example. When people live in a society that doesn't prioritise their basic needs or provide equal opportunities, it's not just about money anymore, is it? It's about feeling invisible. It's about knowing that decisions are being made every day that leave you further behind, like you're not even part of the calculus. And honestly, that kind of disregard, that exclusion, it's dehumanising. You realise it's about so much more than just financial struggle. This makes me think of Gregor Samsa in Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis. And sure, he's literally turned into this grotesque creature in the story, but the emotional core is this growing sense of alienation, right? He's cut off from his family, his home, his role as a provider. It's like he's there, but not really. And isn't that what poverty does? It pushes people to the fringes, makes them feel like ghosts in their own lives, like they've, ceased to belong. There's also such a mental toll. Poverty ties you to dependence. You're relying on others, on systems, on luck, and that erodes self-worth. It's why Amir al-Mu'mineen, peace be upon him, said that poverty in the homeland is estrangement. Because you're no longer standing on equal footing in your own space. You're shaped by your circumstances in a way that makes you almost unrecognisable to yourself. It's heartbreaking. And, this isn't just some abstract thought experiment. History is, filled with examples of marginalised groups being overlooked, treated as outsiders because they lack resources. I think of contemporary issues too, where the homeless, for example, are often ignored, as if poverty somehow makes them less deserving of respect, let alone empathy. It shouldn't be like that. But sadly, that's the reality we see over and over again. So when we look at wealth and poverty, it's not only about numbers in a bank account or physical possessions. It's about what these afford us in terms of dignity, freedom, and inclusion. That's why, throughout history, and even today, the conversation always circles back to autonomy. It's autonomy that preserves integrity and lets us navigate life without compromising who we are. Think about this. Material wealth can open doors, but it's the intangible aspects like education, skills, and reputation that often define how far you can walk through them. Wealth, in this broader sense, is really about the ability to make choices, to say yes or no without fear of subsistence hanging in the balance. It gives you the space to hold onto your values, to remain true to yourself, even when the world around you seems unstable. Now, the modern world introduces exciting shifts that amplify this. Take remote work, for example. It's empowering people to live where they feel most comfortable, whether it's their hometown, a bustling metropolis, or halfway across the globe, while sustaining a livelihood. You're no longer tethered to geography in the way people once were, and that's huge. It's a modern manifestation of this idea that autonomy, or independence, equals belonging. But even with these advances, we still face challenges. Dignity can't be just a privilege for the wealthy or the highly skilled. It has to be universal. The systems we create, the communities we build, should foster inclusion, not just for those who bring something tangible to the table, but for every human being, because their intrinsic worth demands it. And, it's all interconnected. When people feel respected and capable, economically, socially, emotionally, societies thrive. It's not just about helping individuals flourish. It's about lifting everyone up together. That's the social fabric we should all be working toward. On that note, thank you for joining me on today's exploration of Amir al-Mu'mineen's profound wisdom. These teachings, though ancient, still resonate because they touch on the heart of what it means to be human. Our need for belonging, for dignity, for a sense of place. Until next time, take care and reflect on how we can build spaces where everyone feels they truly belong.